Welcome. Current exposure. Let's see. Ooh. Did that one. Okay. Welcome, everyone. This is current exposure. Let's see what we got here today. Everyone, get on, get on, get on. Okay, where is everyone? Where is everyone? We have some breaking local news this evening. Let's talk about a lot of new things happening in Newark, well, around the Central Ward. The Central Ward seat has been left vacant basically by former council president McIver, who is now Congresswoman McIver in Washington, D.C. Today I found out that Gail Cheneyfield Jenkins will be running for her old seat. As you all may have remembered, she ran in the last mayor's election back in 2018 against Raj J. Baraka. See, we got somebody in the room. Welcome. So now she's not running for mayor this time. She's running for Central Ward. Let's bring up the story. Let's see. Central Ward. I believe the story came out in let's see. New Jersey Globe. New Jersey Globe has the story. Let me bring it on for you. According to New Jersey Globe, let's put this front and center. Get me off the screen. Okay. All right. So today it was announced that former Newark Councilwoman Gail Cheneyfield Jenkins will run for McIver's council seat. She is going to be trying to reclaim her seat. And like I said, she battled Raz J. Baraka in 2018 for mayor. The Central Ward Council seat has been left vacant since September of 2024. And she's saying that the Central Ward has been without representation for far too long. And this is a pivotal moment for the community, and experienced independent leadership is needed to ensure that voices of the residents are heard and their needs are prioritized. She's going up against Andre Spate, the Central Ward Democratic chairman, and the husband of Assemblywoman Shanique Spate. I mean, all this politics stuff sounds like family business, right? A lot of families are intertwined into these politics. You had the Democratic committee chairman Leroy Jones and his son, who was running for, who ran and won actually for Essex County Sheriff. I actually like the guy. I think he has good plans and good intentions, but we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But back to, this is the article. I don't know if you all can see it, but there are some people supporting Cheney Phil Jenkins in her run. You have Oscar James of the South Ward. Hold on, let me get my screen right. Okay, there we go. You have Oscar James of the South Ward, who was defeated by Baraka back in 2014. Baraka came in and took the South Ward council seat. And then you have pastors Jethro James and Joe Carter, who are also supporting Cheney Phil Jenkins for this run. And for the most part, people are saying that Cheney Phil Jenkins has a long history in Newark municipal politics. She was the first to be elected to an at-large seat on the municipal council in 95. She lost her seat in 06 when Cory Booker was elected mayor. Then in 2014, she made a comeback, got on Raz J. Baraka's ticket, and won the Central Ward seat. But her relationship with Raj J. Baraka went south in 2018 when she launched her campaign to unseat him. And remember, when she launched that campaign, she also brought out things about the water that was suppressed but couldn't be suppressed for that long. Once myself and the Newark Water Coalition got wind of it, we kind of took it and turned it into a moment, a moment of activism to get the water clean. Anyway, when she ran against Baraka, he basically got the support of the political establishment, or as some people call it, the machine. So, yeah. But then that same year that she lost to Raj J. Baraka, McIver was elected to replace Cheney Phil Jenkins in the Central Ward on Baraka's team. So now that McIver has gone on to take Donald Payne Jr.'s seat in Congress, it created an opening for the Central Ward. And you have a lot of people also that I hear talking about the council aides are still working and collecting their paychecks, but there's no council person over them or in the seat, basically. Um, anyway, the city of Newark tried to do a special election in April when they could have done it back in November of 2024, but they tried to do it this April during the school board elections, but it was shot down by a judge. So basically, the seat will remain empty until November. And people will, hold on, you can go to New Jersey Globe for this trusted source of information. But yeah, people, get into the comments. I know some people have some feelings about this. They agree with it. Some people disagree with it. I didn't read the comments, but I can check the comments right now on the article. A lot of people had so much to say offline, but get into the comments. Get into the comments. Don't be shy. A lot of people, in terms of on both sides, for and against. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's see. Hold on. I'm bringing it up now. Okay. George, how's everything going? George says, welcome back to Cheney Phil Jenkins, and he's feeling optimistic. He's feeling very optimistic. How are people in the Central Ward feeling? Seems like she has a lot of support behind her. Lots and lots of support. I mean, if you could take a candidate and make them into somebody by putting them on your team, I'm quite sure Miss Cheney Field Jenkins is not going to have a problem reclaiming her old seat when she actually knows the constituents. She's not, she doesn't need a political party to make her. She's been around for quite some time. She's been in the game. She knows how to play the game. She knows how the game is being played. So I really don't anticipate an issue with her regaining the seat. That's just from my point of view. But other people may have a difference of opinions. And if they do, let's hear them. If you want to join the live and talk about it, jump on and talk about it. If not, forever hold your peace, because I am moving on from having sidebar conversations. Let's have these conversations out in the open and out in the public. I'm definitely over it. Over the sidebars. Over the sidebars, over the full blown conversations when we could just do it live. George, what do you think about? I know you said welcome back and you feel optimistic about Miss Cheney Phil Jenkins running for the Central Ward seat. So, get into the comments, George. Help us out here. Tell me what you think about that while I try to fix my camera. It's kind of crooked. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. All right, George, get into the comments. Tell me how you feel about that. I don't know. Okay, nobody's contesting it. No contestants in the comments. So I guess everybody's cool with it. Anyway, I want to talk about Trump's state address to Congress. Well, his address to Congress. It wasn't a State of the Union. It was just an address to Congress. He was very confident. He talked about America is going to have a comeback that will never be witnessed again. George says he thinks it's great news that Miss Cheney Field Jenkins is running again. I wonder if there's going to be like a team I wonder what's going on in her camp right now, how they are preparing for this. I know um I know and also in the article she has district leaders supporting her. Oh, I'm very low. All right, hold on 1 second. Ooh. Okay, what about now? Am I still low, George? Let me know. Am I still low? The video is dark. Oh man, hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Dang, I come back with a dark video. Let me see if I can turn the light up. Oh, okay. That looks much better. Is that better? I kind of was. Okay. All right. So back to the conversation. Thanks, Will. Um, so like I said, I'm wondering what's going on in her camp. I'm wondering how they're preparing for November. We're in April. I'm sorry, not April. We're in March. So we're like what, 8 months? 8 months away from November? 8 plus 3, 11, right. So 8 months. She has 8 months. Pretty much not even 8 months. 7 months to execute a campaign. Now, we've seen posters going up. I know in New Jersey Globe, they mentioned her going up against Andre Spate, but I've been seeing posters of Amina Bay. I don't know. I don't know if Amina Bay can beat her. I don't know. I don't know how Team Baraka is going to carry her. Plus, they have the school board election coming up in April, and they have that slate. Let me see. Will says Trump was on his rant the other night. Okay. George says they need to face cameras on speakers when at podium like they used to. Right. So, jumping back and forth. But let's go back to City of Newark City Council. Gail Cheneyfield Jenkins is coming back for her seat. And there's nothing that Team Baraka can do to stop it. I think there will be a lot of changes in council chambers. They will stop banning people. I know that that's about to stop because there's some motion going on behind the scenes to put an end to that. And yeah, they need to let the cameras face the people and stop putting the cameras on the back of their heads. I think it's weird because why are you showing the back of somebody's head? And it's disrespectful. Put the camera on the face because when the council people are talking, they're not showing the back of the council people's heads. Can you imagine how weird that would be if the council president, Larry Crump, is talking and we're looking at the back of his bald head? That makes no sense. Or if Councilwoman Roundtree is talking and we're looking at the back of her wig. Who wants to see that while they're talking? Good evening to you too, Tahita Jabbar. Yes, Philip will be in Orange this Saturday. If people wanna meet Steve Phillip, who's running for governor, he will be at Bella Italia on Central Avenue at 9:30 a.m. Also, Brittany Claybrooks and Velez, who are running for assembly, they'll be there too. I'm hoping that I can make it and run into them. But yeah, let's go back to Gail Cheney Phil Jenkins running for Central Ward. Uh, Will, do you follow Newark politics by any chance? What do you think about Cheney Phil Jenkins coming back? I saw it in the news today on the Globe. Breaking, hot breaking news. Get into the comments. I promise to get a little better on these shows. I wasn't prepared today, actually. I wasn't going to do a live, but I said, let me jump on because of the breaking news. Oh, yes, please invite Donna Jackson. Definitely invite Donna Jackson. But again, maybe they're out there planning something. Let's go into their pages and read the comments. Nobody's saying anything right now. Nobody's saying anything in terms of disagreeing. They're just all with it. That's the shop. Ooh, it's pretty much a shop. I don't know. This guy George Tillman. I don't think he has a chance. I wonder if people are going to. I agree with you, Will. Will says she will get votes. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. She did expose the water situation before it became a situation and nobody listened. So I think, I don't know what the new people who are trying to run are doing. But yeah, I think she has the experience. I think she has the knowledge. And I think she has the team to come through. I just don't see nobody else beating her. Right. She was definitely on a council for a minute. Definitely. Definitely. So let's see what happens. I mean, I could like let's say if I played on the opposing side or in opposition and said thinking of people who don't support, I can hear them saying stuff like, okay, where has she been? What has she been doing behind the scenes in the community? Um, Comments like, nobody's seen her. Why come back for Central Ward? Why not mayor? Um, and people saying, well, why does she want to come back now? Who know? We don't have the I don't have the answers to those questions, but that's what I would be thinking if I was on the opposing side. George remembers that she spoke for Garden Spires. You know what? That's a good point that you bring up because do you think all the things that are happening at GKV 440 Washington Street would be happening if she were the Central Ward Councilwoman, or if she came back as the Central Ward Councilwoman, do you think those issues would be addressed and resolved? Or do you think they would linger on and on and on and on? I don't know. I don't think they will, because I haven't seen anything like this with GKV. Still not up to code or up to par. 440 Washington Street. They pretty much sold the residents out. But I don't know. I don't know. She definitely spoke for Garden Spires, definitely. But you know what? I don't think she would be able to speak for GKV because that's in the West Ward. But 440 Washington Street is in the Central Ward. Um, who knows? Get into the comments, people. Get into the comments. I need you all in the comments. Or I'm going to have to go to my OnlyFans page. I need some engagement. No, I'm just joking. I don't have an OnlyFans page. Anyway, all right, so let's move on and talk about Trump's speech, Trump's address. He said, I know he talked a lot about America being on the verge of a comeback that will never be witnessed again. He said he's number one and George Washington is number two. Aside from that, he withdrew from the Paris Accord, WHO, which is the World Health Organization, the UN Council. He stopped foreign aid. He is he's mandating federal workers come back to work and come off of the work from home schedule. He's talking about bringing free speech back in America. So, again, city council banning people from speaking up. And also, he said he did an executive order to make English the official language of the United States of America. He signed more. Will says Trump was signing more executive orders today. Wow. And I think he has the most executive orders out of any presidential administration in history. Okay, Will says his administration backed down to abolish the Department of Education. I didn't think that was going to happen. I don't think they're going to touch the SNAP benefits, the Department of Education. I don't think they're going to touch that. He talked about how he renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. He ended DEI and is saying every job and career promotion will be based on skill and competence, basically merit. He said we're now in a common sense revolution. He banned the men from playing in women's sports, which I don't understand why the Democrats don't support that one. I just don't think men should be playing women's sports. That's how I feel as a woman. I feel like there should be another space created if those men want to play sports that women play. I just don't think it's fair. And with all the struggles that women have been through, the women's movement, just let women have their spaces. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, Joy says he heard ex council woman LaMonica McIver walked out of President Donald J. Trump's speech. I don't think anybody cared. She's not, she hasn't even made her place yet in Congress. So who cares that she walked out? Nobody. I don't think anybody noticed. Nobody noticed. But Trump talked about, yeah, this common sense revolution, which I don't really know the details of it, but I know in the city of Newark, a lot of these young people have no common sense. They have none whatsoever. And I don't know if it's a lack of life skills, a lack of home training, a lack of education, a lack of self-awareness, but these young people in Newark are just throwing their lives away. Majority of them, they're just floating around, living in homeless shelters. It's just bad and just settling for less. No ambition, no desires to be anything, of significance. No desire to make contributions to the city, to their own homes. It's just sad. Yeah, and Will said, what about the congressman who challenged Trump and got censored today by his fellow Congress reps? Wow, so did Congressman Al Green? He got censored? That's weird because Trump says there will be free speech in America. You can't have contradictions like the city council. Trump talked about how he inherited a mess from previous administrations. And oh, you know what? I need to have fact check. When Trump talked about the social security database scam, he talked about I heard double check. Okay. Yeah, when he talked about the social security database scam, he said that people were 150, 239, and all these ages collecting social security checks, basically dead people collecting checks, but the checks were going into somebody's account. So I need that to be fact checked because if that's happening, some people need to go to jail. If a 300-year-old, thousands of 300-year-old people are collecting checks, someone needs to go to jail. But Bernie Sanders said it's a lie. He said it's not true. But I don't understand how Trump could stand up there and say something like that and go down a list of ages as if it's not going to be fact checked. Um, that was wild. A lot of money being wasted. Wasted. Trump is talking about the mortgage rates will go down, the groceries are going to go down. He's going to put more money in the pockets of the people. Let's see what happens. He talked about this gold card that's $5 million for immigrants to come into the United States. They pay their $5 million, create jobs, and make contributions to American society and be a citizen at the same time. I don't know. If you have $5 million, why would you want to spend it to live in a place like Newark? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Livingston or Short Hills, Montclair, even. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why anyone would want to do that, but we'll see. He said he was draining the swamp. Yeah, well, I want to know where's that check that those checks that he's talking about. He said there will be tax cuts for everyone. I need a huge tax cut. I need like to pay. I don't even want to pay the amount that I'm paying. I'm good with paying 5,000. We should let people decide what they want to pay. I want to pay 5,000 because that's what I feel like is worth right now. The amount that I'm paying, I'm not getting my money's worth. Trump talked about reciprocal tariffs starting April 2nd. Whatever tariff the United States gets hit with, they're going to hit the exporting country um, with the same amount of tariffs. He talked about America's first policies, so we'll see. We'll see about that. He's talking about building computer chips right here in the United States. He talked about reestablishing law and order in the cities, mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer, and he wants to put together a new crime bill to get tough on repeat offenders. And we know that recidivism is very, 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 very high. So I'm a little concerned about that because yeah, that's going to affect a lot of people who are not getting rehabilitated on purpose by the prison system. They're just not rehabilitating people in there at all. So recidivism is bound to happen, and we all know who that's going to affect. Trump also talked about cutting taxes on things being produced and manufactured in the United States. Let's see, because everything, what I thought was weird about that is that all the billionaires or the millionaires, they took certain companies, certain production, manufacturing outside of the United States because they didn't want to pay the taxes and it was cheaper to do in other countries. Now, these same people who made all this stuff go away and into other countries so that they can make more money and put more money in their pockets want to bring it back. That's the part that was like, yeah, that was interesting to me because the reason why production and manufacturing is happening is because the millionaires left the country to go somewhere else to do it for cheap. And it was a whole big thing at one point about offshoring production, and people said it was a bad idea at the time, but the millionaires and the billionaires won the right to take their business elsewhere, their production and manufacturing elsewhere to foreign countries. Now they want to bring it back. I don't understand that part, but they're the reason why it's gone. Same people that made it go away. Oh, Trump also talked about the no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, and one of my favorites that I would love to see this done and it actually be standard practice is no taxes on Social Security for seniors. I don't think seniors should have to pay taxes. I really don't. They should be given a break. And a lot of senior discounts have been taken away. I think that needs to be, senior discounts need to be reinstated. Seniors should be getting discounts on everything. That used to be at one point, that used to be a highlight in the United States. Now they just treat seniors like whatever. Let's see. The Republican Party leader Trump is out of control. That's what Will says. Okay. What do you think, George? Do you think Trump is out of control? Get into the comments. The common sense revolution. Yep. And oh, Trump talked about there was a $500 billion fraud going on and found by the Doge people. I need to see that list. I don't even know. Yeah, we have to fact check a lot of stuff. But Trump sounded like he's feeling good about what he's doing and how he's doing it. We'll see in the years to come, because I think we've gotten past the 100 days. We're at the 100-day point already. Yeah. Yeah. I think we are January, February. Oh no, not yet. Not yet. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Will says Trump has signed 72 executive orders since he has been in the White House. He signed 220 executive orders in his first term in 2017. 220. That's a lot. I guess he's going for a record. He's going for a record with executive order after executive order after executive order. So, also, there's been predictions of a shutdown in government looming in the near future. Let's see what happens with that and if there's really a shutdown. Jasmine Crockett talked about it and she said she doesn't see any good negotiations taking place between the Democratic and the Republican Party. I don't know. Let's see what happens with that. Joyce says he doesn't think Trump is out of control. We have out of control Democrats as well. Okay. I think you know what? Both sides, people, I know there's some people that talk about how both parties have their extremes and their out of control moments. And I think that is true for the most part. I think they both can get out of hand. And I think they're mirror images of each other, actually. Like what the Congressman Green did, Marjorie Taylor Greene did to Biden. They do it to each other. And then they start pointing fingers and blaming, and pots calling the kettle black and the kettle calling the pots black, and everybody is just engaging in the same out of control behavior. What I would like to see, though, I would like to see a more effective government. I do want them to get to the bottom of the wasteful spending. I would like for them to get to the bottom of the wasteful spending on the local level as well. I think there should be an audit. I think we should look into the budget of what's going on in our municipalities, our local governments. I think we should start looking there first and then start going up, looking at the region, the county, the state, and then on a national level. How are our tax dollars being spent? And where do we trim the waste? Because also, let's not forget that Trump fired 12,000 federal employees right now. 12,000 people are out of work right now. And I don't know how that affects the unemployment rate. I don't know how that affects unemployment benefits, if this is across the country or in certain regions or areas. I don't know how it's affecting people, um, their social services. So I really, I heard a few people speaking out online about losing their jobs and saying that they thought that they were voting for something in their best interest, and it turned out to be them on the chopping block. That's like, yeah, like Charlotte's Web when they took, I think whose friend was it that got sent to the meat market? Somebody got sent to the meat market, and they were happy to go, and they never came back. George says at the pre-council meeting, it was discussed about many violations and apartments being dismissed. This is a tragedy for Newark residents. Right. So I think we should start looking at stuff like that too, about the slumlords, which Trump also mentioned that too. He did mention looking at LLCs taking over communities and doing an investigation. I think he should start in Newark to see who owns these LLCs. I think we should really start looking at our local politicians with, you know, like a magnifying glass. We need to put them under a magnifying glass to see, are they truly doing good government for the people, or are they just filling their pockets and stealing? Like that lady, they had the lady from code enforcement. Let me share that with you guys, because hold on. Yeah, we need to look at what is code enforcement doing. What are they doing? Are they shaking down businesses? Extortion, bribes? I want you guys to take a look at this. Councilman Patrick Council was very upset. Okay, he was upset. He should have been upset, but now they want to be upset when they're getting busted. That's how convenient. Selective outrage, right? But yeah, we need to look into stuff like this. Definitely look into stuff like this. Oh wow, it doesn't want to put the pictures up. Oh, can you guys see this? Let's see, hold on. Let me scroll it out. Let's scroll. Okay, right here. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. All right, I'm back. Okay. I kind of got kicked off. Hold on. I got kicked off. I guess they didn't want me to show it. That was weird. They kicked me off. All right. Let me put it back up. Let's put it back up. Okay. There it is. Okay. Right here, the Newark code enforcement officer took bribes to allow businesses to stay open. A 50-year-old Newark code enforcement officer, born and raised in Newark, was arrested and charged. I believe she's out of prison now. And she was arrested and charged on February 28th for taking bribes from businesses to allow them to stay open. This is terrible. Terrible. This is not how you contribute to the city that you live in. This is not. 50 years old. Unbelievable. She says she's innocent, and I guess she is innocent until proven guilty. But it looks like from they pretty much Attorney General Matthew Platkin already has the case already put together. It says Ms. Rogers ordered the closure of a retail establishment, threatened to fine the owners, and requested bribes of cash and free store merch in exchange for reopening the store and not hitting them with the fines. That's messed up. They said they have a journal. Close this. Okay, they have a journal of things that she's done going back several months. So, people, you're out here doing things. There's always someone watching. There's always someone paying attention. You think they're not watching just because they didn't say anything in September does not mean it doesn't mean it isn't going to catch up to you. But anyway, this lady walked into a store on Broad Street in the code enforcement uniform after she conducted an inspection. She ordered the business to be closed. She told the store management that their municipal business license to operate had expired, and she'll allow the store to reopen to the public if she's given a cash bribe for doing them that favor. You know what? You know what, Alnisa? That's a great question. I wonder what she let them get away with. Hopefully, not outdated foods, but not even that. Did they really do something? What did they do? What did they do? Anyway, this is how, and you know what gets me about these people in Newark who are born and raised here. I was born and raised here too, but I don't have these scandalous scammer habits like some of these people here. And then they're so cheap. She asked for a bribe of $800. $800. That's crazy. What is she gonna do with $800? Pay her rent? Maybe, I don't know. But what could you do with $800? That is low and cheap. But that's what these people are. This is the people that they hire. This is the people that get put in place when they overlook the competent people who are asking questions. And this is good for the city because that's what they get for hiring, I'm sorry to say, low lives. That's what they are. This is a low life. $800. $800. Your freedom is worth $800. You might as well be a slave. $800. Come on now. Anyway, anyway, it was stuff like, okay, a fire inspection needed to be completed. Stuff like that. That has nothing to do with the food or anything. Okay, it needs a fire inspection. You know it needed a fire inspection 3 months ago, and you allowed it to stay open. And now, basically, you're you're playing on these people. You're being manipulative, telling them probably, oh, don't worry about that fire inspection. I got you covered. You're making them think it's okay. Oh, yeah, I know the mayor. I work with the mayor. You know how many people come to the office I work in trying to throw the mayor's name around? And I have to tell them, why don't you go to tell the mayor to help you with what you're trying to get done? Why are you in my face? Why? Oh, the mayor told me. Yeah. The mayor told you to go ask somebody else for help that he can help you with. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But again, these people have no common sense. She knew the people who hired her. She knew the people who hired her. Alnisa says, I wonder who she knew. Was she related to anyone on the board or distant family of Baraka? We know about the friends and family plan, as my girl Donna says. Right, right, right. She threw the mayor's name around. I'm telling you how it went because they come to my office with the same nonsense. And I'm like, well, if you know the mayor, why couldn't the mayor just make it happen for you right there on the spot? And some of them really do know the mayor, but the mayor is not going out of his way. I agree. Well, her salary is more than $8, but her freedom, I guess, is not worth more than $800. But anyway, she solicited the bribe in cash. Then she settled for taking store merch without paying. Then she told these people that she would help process or facilitate a fire inspection in exchange for the store giving her money, compensating her. She kept returning to the store on multiple occasions through November 2024, attempting not to shake that. Like, what? Like, what are you doing? Why would people want to do business in Newark if this is how their code enforcement acts? Their code enforcement doesn't even go out when there's situations involving people not having heat. Their code enforcement officers are not at 440 Washington Street or Georgia King Village or St. Mary's Villa because they're too busy out shaking down business owners for $800. They're too busy being cheap that they can't do their job that they're getting a check for. I mean, I'm going to bring a financial expert on because people need to learn how to budget money and know what dollar values mean because $800 is not worth losing your freedom or your job. It's just not worth it. And then it's not worth the press either that she's getting. And then to add insult to injury, These people have a nerve to flaunt I don't even know what to call it because it should be a noble cause, but it's fake. It's fake. If you She's a prominent spokeswoman against gun violence after her three sons, Anthony, Antoine, and Taekwon, were murdered between 2011 and 2015, none of them reaching the age of 21. How could you fraud the public like this? You want to treat violence as a public health issue, but then turn around and you're taking money from these stores, these small business owners, but you won't take money like that from Prudential. That's not happening. But I'm going to follow the story because the lady made a post and said she was innocent. She was charged with, let me tell you what she was charged with: official misconduct, bribery, theft by extortion. Yep, this is extortion. And soliciting or accepting any benefit to influence the performance of an official duty. Soliciting. You guys get familiar with this because I know you know people out there doing it. Soliciting or accepting any benefit to influence the performance of an official duty, aka a hookup. You know what that is. That is the expanded definition of I'll hook you up or hook me up. That's why I don't do it, because you'll mess around and lose your job and you'll be on the news looking like an idiot. But yeah, she did it to herself. And I agree, Alnisa. It's crazy how she's out of a job and possibly she's facing jail time. She lost her three kids who didn't make it past the age of 21, which is sad. I think that's very sad. And for you to turn around and do this, it's making me wonder, what type of people are we living with and amongst? And this person is an official. This is why people don't trust elected officials, code enforcement people, police, because you have individuals like this not once. She's not the first one. There's been people before her. And you have people suffering at 440 Washington Street, Georgia King Village, St. Mary's Villa, 103 Chancellor Avenue, where code enforcement is needed. They're too busy out there extorting small businesses for $800. That's a small business. $800? Are you serious? Why? Why? Are you that much of a criminal mind that you really thought that was okay? That's criminal minded. I'm gonna get something out of it. It wasn't even worth it. But yeah, George says, watch the food at City Market on Irvington Avenue, Ivy Hill. I caught outdated food and reported to code enforcement with pictures Newark Connect app. I also bought 5 to 10 yogurts to customer service in the stores to show the proof. Wow. Yeah, George, I do watch that food because one time I bought fish from there, and the fish where they it was something was wrong with the fish. It had these little tiny worms in it when I went to clean the fish. So yeah, I had to get rid of the fish, throw it out. Went back there, let them know. They didn't seem like they cared. So what I just don't even buy certain food from there. I'll buy things like distilled water for the tropical fish that swim in the tank. I can't use the tap water because it's too many metals in the water and it will kill the fish. So I have to use distilled water. So I usually go there to get it. But my veggies and everything like that, I don't go there anymore to get that stuff. I'll get potato chips or something like that. But yeah, yogurt, no, I'm not buying yogurt. I'm not buying milk. I'm not buying eggs. William says she should be fired immediately. Right. She should be. She should be. She should be. Um, and yes, her salary is definitely more than $800. But these are the people that they give the jobs to. They overlook other hardworking people who don't have all this chaos and criminal minded behavior going on in their background. And these are the people that they give a chance, a second, third, fourth, fifth chance to, and they bypass the person who's on their first chance. And this is how it always ends up. This is the outcome every single time. It never fails. It's always the outcome because these people haven't evolved mentally. They haven't developed mentally. They're just out here surviving. Like they're in savage mode. And it's sad. And yeah, I'm very, very sympathetic. And my heart goes out to her for her losing her children. It does. It does. My heart, I feel for her. But right, Alnisa, that still does not give her the reason to extort people. If you feel like, oh, I lost all my kids, so I'm gonna screw somebody else over, that's that sounds like seek therapy. Seek some therapy. Get some somebody to talk to because you're gonna end up in a situation like the situation she's in. And I'm wondering, yeah, now they have to send inspection officers to all of the sites that she's been to make sure nothing is really wrong with the stores, not telling what she was letting them do. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It said that particular store was a fire inspection. Yeah, it could be outdated food. And like George mentioned, City Market right here on Irvington Avenue, if they have things in there and he's reported it and they're still operating and they are, hey, look, yeah, I wonder if they paid a few bribes off. Maybe that's the big one. Maybe they pay 8,000 to sell wormy fish and tainted yogurt and outdated food. I don't know, but yeah. So you got to be careful. And it's sad that yeah, these are the people they give second, third, fourth, fifth chances to. $800, man. $800. Could you throw your freedom away for $800? That's weird. Very weird to me. This is why education is important. They teach you how to think critically in school. Well, they're supposed to. I don't know what Newark Public Schools is doing now. But yeah, she didn't use her brain well. She failed to plan. She had the functional capacity to be more reasonable with her actions, but she chose she chose to be a criminal. And this is what happens. William says since the prices have gone up on eggs, watch for prices going up on other stuff regarding the tariffs by Canada. Yes, we'll keep an eye on that. You know what I noticed though? I noticed that gas is down. Gas is down. Gas is definitely down. But everything else is up. Eggs are up. It's all up. It's all up. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to continue to talk your heads off. I am going to close this up, but I wanted to talk about yeah, that was I really I can't get over I really can't get over the code enforcement officer. Like why? 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 George says, I remember a long time ago, my neighbor immediately returned the fish and got a refund. Since we're close to City Market, that's money out of our pocket. Yeah, George, wormy fish. I would not eat any fish out of that place. Alnisa says the thing in the White House stopped the tariffs for Canada and Mexico until next month. That's why the gas went down. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, the gas has been low. So I'm like, I hope the prices stay the same through into the summer and all the way through the end of the year because I'm definitely going to the beach a couple of times and I need the gas prices to stay low so I can drive down the shore and enjoy the beach. I really like the beach and I look forward to the summer just for the beach and I need those gas prices to stay low. William Hathaway says, thank you for hosting your show tonight and keep us informed. You're welcome. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you, George. Thank you, Alnisa. I know I started off a little bit dry and slow, but then things started to pick up. I wasn't going to do the live tonight, but then I said, let me get on and say some things to the people. And plus, I wanted to share the breaking news. And I thought we were going to get some dissenting opinions about the local news that I shared, but nobody really came on. That would have been cool to hear what other people are thinking because I like to hear the contrasting points of views. It makes me think, it makes me reconsider, or it kind of like solidifies what I've already been thinking. It confirms it. So I like yeah, I'm all for the contrasting points of views, especially if it's reasonable. Like I like some of the things that Trump said and some of the things I didn't like. Like I said earlier, I like the fact that he said he doesn't want to tax social security for seniors. I like that idea. I think that's a great idea. I don't think seniors should pay taxes. I don't think you should have to wait until you're like 82 or 86. I think that the age is where you no longer, I don't know if there's a cutoff, but I thought there was a cutoff. If it is 82, that's too high. It should be lower. It should be lower. Senior citizens should not be forced to pay taxes. They should get breaks. And I think especially if you've, busted your butt through your youth to put into the economy, to put into your city, your community. I don't think you should just get beat up at the end of your life. I think you should be enjoying your life. I don't think you should be concerned about how you're going to pay your taxes and how you're going to live day to day and pay your bills, because you don't have that same energy and stamina that you have when you're younger. So I think things should be adjusted. And I think that should be one of the perks and benefits of growing old in the United States of America. To not only live longer, but to enjoy your senior years. Joy says, I guess the eggs are high because the chicken has the social distance. They 6 feet apart. Are they putting masks on the chickens? That's crazy. Yeah, well, I agree. Seniors are getting the short end of the stick, and I see it, and I don't like it, and I just feel very bad for what the seniors are going through right now, especially those who have worked in this country, and myself. I'll be a senior one day, and seeing what they go through, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then some seniors can't even afford to retire because everything is just so like high and expensive for them. And they can't go and get two, three jobs like a young person can. So I just think we need to really take better care of our seniors. I think at one point we did that, and now we're getting away from it, especially when the seniors were like, I think during COVID, it was an attack on seniors. The seniors were being, they were taken out. They took out the seniors during COVID, and ever since then, I don't think things have improved for the seniors, and I think we should start looking into doing better for our seniors and cutting the taxes. But like I said, I like the contrasting points of views. I never thought about that for the seniors until he said that. And I started thinking deeper, like, yeah, something should be done. They shouldn't have to pay taxes. So that was something that I liked that he said. I like the part of men not being in women's sports, and I was a bit disheartened when the Democrats voted against that. It's like it kind of to me disregarded the feelings of women and how women feel, and I don't think women are being discriminatory. I just really think that they want their space, or I'm saying they, like, I'm not a woman, but we want our spaces. And if we invite others into our space, that's something different. It just, to me, felt like more of an invasion and a push and a force. And yeah, I just, that turned me off. Um, there was no opportunity for women to have a say. It was just thrusted on to us. Like, this is what it is, and you gotta accept it. You had, and it just reminded me of, you know historically dark ages of how women were just mistreated and disregarded and just had to accept whatever was put in front of them or forced down their throats. So yeah, I do agree with Trump with that one. Now, and about the dead people collecting social security checks, we need to look into that one. If he lied about that, that's terrible. Bernie says he lied. And I don't know. I don't know. I trust Bernie, but we need to fact check that. Will says, what about Cuomo running for mayor of New York? I honestly don't know. That's a good question because I have been thinking about what my thoughts are on that, and I just need to do more research. I need to understand why he's running for mayor of New York. What's the advantage that he will bring to New York as a mayor? I there are disadvantages. I just don't know about that. I just don't. Yeah, I need to understand. He needs to be interviewed. Why are you running for the mayor of New York? Why? Why? What do you think you can accomplish, or is this something to feed your ego or satisfy your ego? I don't know. And I think somebody posted, you know what? I wish I could I think it was Cesare Adams posted the ages of people in office. And I kind of like that one. And I think like Cuomo should go on the list. I really think, oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's see what would we have up here. Yeah, I think Cuomo should go on this list. These people are like Maxine Waters, 86 years old. She's a senior. I think maybe they can't retire because they feel like they're going to get mistreated as seniors. But I think, yeah, I think Cuomo should go on that list. I don't know. I'm not sure if him running is a good thing or not. But George says some people may disagree with President Trump, but he needs to visit the slumlord buildings in Essex County. Yes, yes, I liked what he said about that too, George. I liked what he said, and I hope that's going to be something that's done. Too much wasted money. Renters are living in deplorable housing, but landlords are receiving rent. Yeah, I agree. But um the firing of the 12,000 people, I'm not so sure. I don't really agree with that because that's people's livelihoods. People have to take care of their family, and I don't know. Yeah, I need some checking to see if what they were doing was truly like a waste of them being hired. And I know Trump is a businessman, and business people, that's how they operate. They go and they trim the fat. They trim they trim the fat down to the point where they start trimming the muscle. So I don't know if they trimmed the muscle on that one too because people need their jobs, especially in these current times. Until, like he said, there's going to be some tough times with before the economy improves, and that made me feel like okay, I didn't really like that, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. William Hathaway says, has Eric Adams sold out the voters of New York because Adams has sold out New York? I think so. Yeah, I think Adams is pretty much done. Do you know where the 14th Ave Bridge is near Velsburg Park? Okay, yes, yes, I know. I know where that is. Yes, I do know where the bridge is. Oh, that's good. Thanks, George, for getting that taken care of. And thank you so much too, George, for all the work that you do. I think you are a true example of you and William, both true examples of real citizens that care about their community and do the work, do the advocacy for the people, and you have your parties, but at the same time, you don't let that get in the way of taking care of business in the community and making sure everybody is okay and everyone is all right and everything is working how it should be working. You guys hold people accountable, and I wish like our local elected people were like you guys, and I think that's what we kind of expect and want but we don't get. um and we need a governor that's like you guys, that yeah, we understand you have your party affiliations, but at the end of the day, you're governing for everybody, for the best interest and the quality of life for everyone, not just people in your party. So yeah, like the street lights and everything, that's for everyone. That's just not a Republican thing, or just tell the Republicans. And even with the slumlords, and you sent your letter to Trump, and I think Trump definitely read the letter, and I hope something happens and people come into Newark and address these slumlords, because this has been going on for the last 12 years, over a decade, over a decade. But anyway, people, I'm not going to take up any much more of your time. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining me. I had fun. I'll be back next weekend. I need to come back with a guest. I need to come back. And oh, before we go, I would like everyone to pray for William Hathaway's mother. She is in the hospital. She's not doing well. I send my prayers to you, Will, and your mother. So, everyone, it was good being with you this evening. I had fun. So, I hope to see you next time. This is Current Exposure. I am Shakima K, and I am out of here. Peace.